Today is National Girls and Women in Sports Day. I'm Deputy Director of Athletics Amanda Snyder, alongside ArrowVision's Madison Dildine.
To honor the women who have shaped our programs, we sat down with our head coaches and athletic staff to learn what today truly means to them.
It means a lot to be a woman in sports. I think for a long time, women's sports were overlooked and the focus was generally on the men. So it's nice that at this day and age, women are getting more and more recognition for being athletes.
I think it's being the most powerful, strongest, fastest version of yourself, and even inspiring a younger generation to continue to make women's sports more and more popular.
It's powerful, it's feminine, it's confident. The things that you learn about yourself are, unless you go through sports, I don't think you really get to experience. And then wrestling specifically is a sport all on its own, but I think everything that has to do with women's wrestling is feminine and powerful.
To be a woman in sports, it's an opportunity for leadership. In swimming at the high school level here in Broken Arrow, the boys and girls program is combined, and so it really gives that opportunity for the girls to just kind of be one with the guys and kind of see themselves as equal.
I get to come out here in the afternoons every day and watch these young ladies develop their skills and improve in every way. And so to be a female coach for them means a lot.
I think I really try to instill leadership and confidence in my kids by just letting them know how much I believe in them and how much I think they can do anything in the world. If they set their mind to it, I know they can do it. They're incredibly talented, they're hardworking, they're kind.
I think it's just positive encouragement in the weight room and always telling them that they can put more weight on the bar, they can do that pull-up, they can do that push-up, they can run faster. And that confidence in the weight room, I think, carries over into their sport and then even into everyday life.
Sometimes they'll come to me more than just a problem with like an injury, something life. I'll sit there, listen to them, be a shoulder for them to cry on, help them through whatever issue that they may be going through.
Do you have a female coach or role model who inspired you to become a coach?
Ooh, I could get emotional on this one. However, my dad 100% inspired me to do that, but I think part of that is because he never thought that girls couldn't be athletes. I was told from a very young age that being athletic, being strong, being all of those things was important, and I was no less a girl because those were the things that I wanted to pursue.
Most of my coaches were males, but I always just wanted to see more girls get into the game of sports, so I wanted to be able to do that. So all my coaches were great. It was hard that I didn't have a lot of female ones, but they still motivated me to do well and pass on the torch.
I think that most of my role models were actually men in the cheer world growing up, and so that's kind of like special for me to get to be a woman and hopefully get to inspire these kids.
I think unfortunately I got into the sport a long time ago and there was probably not many female coaches out there. I think I could list, a laundry list now of girls that I actually wrestled with. It's amazing to watch kind of what we went through and helped pioneer, and there were many before us, but right now is that era where our peers are actually the ones that are leading those young women in that wrestling dynamic, so it's pretty neat to be a part of.
I was about 7 years old swimming at the Boys and Girls Club, and the lifeguard, her name is Shelly Persinger, she reached out to me and said, I think you have potential to be a D1 swimmer. And at 7 years old, I had no idea what she meant. I found out that she raced in the Olympics for butterfly, and she was just a really big mentor and role model for me growing up.
It's incredible to see how previous generations have paved the way for our current athletes and coaches. As an athletic director and former athlete, is there someone who influenced you to work in sports?
Well, actually in high school, it was my coach who truly influenced me. She believed in me and gave me the confidence to try out for the OU Pom Squad. It was that one belief that changed my life. Once I got to OU, it was the coaches and my teammates who truly pushed me even further and inspired me to want to become a coach myself. I saw firsthand how great coaching can shape not only performance, but people. Strong leaders should support, challenge, and inspire those around them, and that's what drives me to this day. Today, I see that same influence here at Broken Arrow. We are incredibly blessed to have some of the most positive and strong female coaches and staff members in our athletic department who are shaping the next generation. So to all the girls and women in sports, I just want to say thank you for all that you do. and for continuing to push us forward in athletics.
Happy National Girls and Women in Sports Day.
Over the span of 50 years, a team has become a family. A family that has brought life to the sidelines, energy to the dance floor, and fulfillment to the lives of hundreds of BA students. In 1975, a group of high school students formed a drill team known as the Tigers. 5 decades later, their legacy lives on.
I think that the tradition is the biggest part of it, is letting them know that this isn't just something that happened overnight, that it has taken 50 years to establish where we are today. And I knew coming into BA last year that I was taking on an incredible program, but I think it just really solidified everything for me on how incredible everyone has been for the past 50 years and the legacy that was set forth for me to take over and now be a part of. So it's just an incredible feeling. We were able to get with a bunch of past alumni, including the original founders of the program, which is really cool. And we planned a alumni dinner last night. We also had our alumni in the parade. And then tonight we'll have about 45 alumni taking part in the game, and then a few more that will be just in the stands reliving their high school glory days. Kristen Chenoweth is one of our alumni from the mid-'80s, and her show opened on Broadway last night, The Queen of Versailles, so she was not able to attend to any of our events, but she wanted to be a part of it, so she sent us a video message that she actually recorded when she was here in Broken Arrow this summer for her Broadway boot camp.
I hope you're having as much fun as I did when I was a part of it. Being a member of Tigers really was such a great thing for me, to be a part of such a team.
She often talks about her time as a Tigette and what it meant to her, and so she shared that with the girls and with the alumni, and it was just really incredible to hear from her and know that this program has had an impact on her and still does. I think the girls have really enjoyed seeing the old pictures, seeing the old uniforms, and then tonight getting to meet some of the former Tigettes and put it all together. You know, once a Tigette, always a Tigette.
Today we're celebrating the 6 millionth child in vision screening. It's just a tremendous milestone. We've been in a partnership with Visivance for over 40 years and have contributed over $5 million to this effort to improve child vision and to help them be successful as they progress through their academic careers.
3 partners consist of the members of local Masonic lodges, Visivance, and the Masonic Charity Foundation. The Masonic Charity Foundation's function has been to provide funding to take care of the screeners and the associated expenses of these screenings. We couldn't be more proud about changing the lives of 40,000 kids every year being referred for follow-up optic exams.
We provide free vision screenings to the students throughout the state of Oklahoma. We're currently in all 77 counties, and we are strictly devoted to advancing children's vision through better education. Through the vision screening in 1st grade and 3rd grade, or testing for stereopsis, which is the muscle imbalance. And then in the 3rd grade, we also check for near vision, as well as utilizing the chart. And what's so important about the near vision, which our 6 millionth child was a 3rd grader, is the fact of the reading readiness program. That is so important to the state of Oklahoma, as well as to all of the schools. So therefore, it is a very valuable tool, and especially any children that are nonverbal, children that have challenges from being able to stand and read a chart and also understand. So if English is their 2nd language, it has been a tremendous tool for those increased populations that we are seeing.
We are here on behalf of the Broken Arrow Public Schools Foundation to let you know that we have your sensory table. I'm so excited. Already been ordered and wrapped, as you can see, as a nice, pretty gift for you. And congratulations, and thank you for coming.
Today is Teacher Grant Delivery Day for the Broken Arrow Public Schools Foundation. We had our Amazon packages all wrapped up in Christmas paper, and we had our big checks. Let me tell you, the teacher who requested ovens was one of the most excited people I've ever seen for Teacher Grant Delivery Day. I was interrupting her class and she kept trying to teach, and I just kept walking in. And when she finally saw what I was holding, maybe even read my name or my foundation name, she just wrapped me in the biggest, tightest hug ever to interrupt.
I got a grant! Do you know how many grants I do and don't get? This is so exciting. Thank you so much.
And this is one of the largest grants that we awarded this entire school year.
Thank you so much for helping us start this program.
We're really excited. We all agreed that we were going to come back next year and enjoy some sort of refreshment.
Absolutely, guys. They're getting us our ovens. They're purchasing our ovens for us for cooking.
This year, the 25-26 school year, the Broken Arrow Public School Foundation is awarding $31,600 in grants across the district, from the ECCs up through the high schools. So when we first walk into the classroom as the deliverer, it is a little bit like Santa. It is December and we're bringing them literal wrapped presents, but also we have read through these grants and we are ready to hand it over too. We're ready to make the projects happen. So there's the hope for the future. There's the excitement in getting to be part of it over the past 2 months, seeing what their dream is and helping to make it happen.
She's, dude, I'm telling you, she's the toughest woman I've ever seen. She is unbelievably tough. Okay. Unreal. Here we go. Let's get started.
call the meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Mrs. Taylor? Dr. Roulette? Yes. Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item is a moment of silence by our Vice President, Mr. John Cockrell.
As we begin this meeting, let us pause for a 60-second moment of silence to reflect, meditate, pray, or engage in other silent activity.
Next item will be the Pledge of Allegiance, led by fourth grader from Aspen Creek, Gentry Quisenberry.
Please stand for the. Is it good? Okay. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gentry, that was awesome. I would have sworn you were a fifth grader after hearing that. You were so professional. Tell us about fourth grade at Aspen Creek. What classes do you love, or what's your favorite subjects? What do you like to do there?
I think my favorite subject is probably reading because I'm really good at it, in my opinion. I've been reading since I was like 2, so I'm like, yeah, I like reading a lot.
That is awesome. What book are you reading right now?
Right now I'm reading, I don't know if you guys have heard of these books, but I'm reading Humphrey, like the hamster, yeah. The classroom pet. I'm on the 3rd book right now, I think.
That is awesome. That's awesome. Do you like math, or are you a reader?
Yeah, I like math. I'm pretty good at math.
You're probably pretty good at everything listening to you talk. You're pretty articulate.
Yeah.
Very good. Can I get a picture with you real quick?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Do you have anybody here with you tonight?
Yeah, I have my mom and my dad.
Where are they at?
In the back right there.
All right.
Hi. Oh, and don't forget my little brother Adam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Throw that in the chat. Gentry, thank you. Great job. Thank you very much. Gentry, be nice to your brother. Okay, next item will be the approval of the board meeting minutes for January the 12th. Any discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Mrs. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, Ms. Boker.
Good evening, Mr. Perry, President Allen, and members of the board. Tonight, I would like to take a moment to recognize Creekwood Early Childhood Center for an outstanding achievement. Thanks to the dedication and hard work of their exceptional special education team, along with several other staff members, Creekwood ECC has been named a Unified Champion School. Last year, they received the state banner, and this year, on April 23rd, they will earn the national banner at their mini Special Olympics Field Day. This makes them the 5th pre-K center in the nation and the first in Oklahoma to receive this prestigious recognition. The Unified Champion program, sponsored by Special Olympics, brings together students with and without intellectual disabilities through sports, leadership opportunities, and whole school activities to foster social inclusion. Creekwood ECC hosts monthly activities throughout the school year to support this mission. I'm proud tonight to recognize them this evening.
Do you have a few words that you would like somebody to be a spokesperson, what this has meant to you all? Yeah.
They lied to you.
Yeah.
And y'all aren't four, and you're really big. I'm just so thankful for a district and a school and a principal and teachers who showed up just to support us, for being behind us and allowing us to do this. I saw it work with my nephew in the middle school and high school, and saw him be an athlete and the peers and how much that meant to him. And I asked if we could do it at our level, and they said sure. And we hit the ground running, and we are just so proud of what we've done.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great.
Fifth in the nation.
Yes, we are the only pre-K in the state to have our state banner, and the 5th in the nation to have both.
That is
That's
awesome.
outstanding. Thank each one of you for the commitment and dedication. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's passion, and you all are exemplifying it. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
You
Yes,
should probably get a
yeah,
picture,
yeah.
Mr. Perry. Yeah. With the team.
They didn't tell you that either, did they?
No, they didn't. Thank you so much.
First and last board meeting. Great job.
These are the most awesome teachers in the world. You got it.
They're my driver's license.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. Next item will be Mr. Kula. Oh,
Ms. Kula.
Ms. Kula, I'm sorry.
Good evening, Mr. Perry, Mr. Allen, and members of the board. We are here tonight to celebrate Arrowhead's music teacher, Krista McKelvey. For the past few years, the Arrowhead Student Choir has had the opportunity to sing a patriotic song during the Tulsa Oilers hockey pregame activities. And of course, our students did an amazing job and represented Arrowhead well. After the performance, we make sure that all the students get connected with their families. And I'm going to read a statement from a community member, Mr. Sean McKenna, that was sent to Mr. Perry, Mr. Cockrell, and myself. Throughout the evening, Ms. McKelvey remained actively engaged with her students, encouraging their enthusiasm and leading spirited chants of "Let's go Oilers," which ultimately inspired an entire section of adult fans to join in. It was readily apparent that Ms. McKelvey's engagement and created a fun, positive, and memorable experience not only for the Arrowhead students, but also for the regular Oilers fans around them. Her involvement fostered positive interactions and reflected exceptionally well on Arrowhead Elementary and the district as a whole. While that alone would merit commendation, Ms. McKelvey continued to exceed expectations. During the game, several students became temporarily separated from their parents due to confusion surrounding tickets and BOK security procedures. Ms. McKelvey immediately recognized the issue, ensured the students were cared for by providing them with pizza, and worked to reunite them with their parents, or otherwise ensured they were properly supervised so they could continue enjoying the game. She handled the situation calmly, graciously, and without hesitation. Ms. McKelvey exemplifies the kind of educator our students deserve, and I am truly proud of her efforts and of the outstanding performance by the Arrowhead Choir. She is truly student-focused, consistently serving our students and families. So this evening, Mr. McKenna would like to make a donation to the Arrowhead Fine Arts Music Program to recognize Ms. McKelvey going above and beyond for our students and families. And at this time, I would like for Mr. McKenna and Ms. McKelvey to come forward.
I'd like to thank the board for giving me the opportunity to speak. One thing I know just from being in life is that many times administrations and boards hear complaints. It's the gripes that go often, get the squeaky wheel and make a lot of noise, and the good things that our teachers and our schools are doing get brushed aside. And I want to change that norm. While I don't have the resources to make an earth-shattering donation, I hope this is an acorn that grows and fosters connections between our educational system and our students' families. We all know that family involvement is important to the educational outcomes of our children. And it saddened me sitting at the Oilers game to know that parents wouldn't be allowed to sit with their kids. So I don't really know what this looks like, but I hope this donation is used to foster interaction between children and their families through the fine arts program or whatever that may be. And I think Ms. McKelvey is a great example and would know how to use it. So I'd just like to present the $500 check to Arrowhead Elementary so that these processes can grow and maybe turn into something bigger.
I'm just gonna grab this. The Oilers had been on a losing streak, and I'm not gonna say it was my kids that made them win. Actually, that's exactly what I'm gonna say. It was my kids right there. They honestly, the reason I do it is because of how awesome they were. Even I mentioned like, hey, we did so good at the Oilers, they want to recognize us. So a couple of my students even came to just support. So really, honestly, the community that we have at Arrowhead, I know we have a lot of principals in here. I'm so sorry. Arrowhead is the best. I have the most talented students. I kid you not. And Linwood, I know you can argue with me wherever you are, but I'm sorry. I really have the most talented kids. So everything I do is because of them and how outstanding they've been. So on a separate note, Kung Fu Panda the musical is on March 26th at the Kirkland Theater at 6:30 p.m. Led, produced, starred, everything you can think of by a bunch of fifth graders. So you can probably guess how that's going to go. But thank you so much to Sean. I appreciate it. The Oilers was just, they had so much fun, but thank you so much.
Sir, we want to thank you for noticing. Thank you for noticing what goes on in our classrooms that doesn't get shown in the media every day, and for caring, even your donation. Like you said, I hope it is the acorn that sprouts this thing and just goes like wildfire, because there are great things that go on in our building every day. And thank you for noticing. And I'm sure you guys are great, because I could tell by your compassion and your energy. But don't talk trash on my school, Linwood. You know? Mr. Cockle and I, that's our stomping grounds. That kind of hurts a little, but we appreciate your energy and everything you do. And I think it was either you all or my son, because my son asked what school was there, because he was actually at the game as well. I heard you guys he was cheering with you when he heard Broken Arrow. So that's awesome. But great job.
Can we get a picture real quick?
Great job. Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Trash on our Linwood. Great job. Thank you. Next item will be comments from the public. We have none. So the next item would be the general consent items 9 through 91. Is there any discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Yes.
Dr. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Thank you. Next item, Ms. Enoff.
Good evening, President Allen, Mr. Perry, members of the board. Tonight I'm seeking your approval for the preliminary official statement of $11 million general obligation bonds that will be sold March 3rd. This is the document that goes out to potential bidders and kind of gives a financial overview and district profile of Broken Arrow. And we have reviewed this with bond counsel and legal counsel and seeking your approval.
Ms. Enoff, do we need to make a scheduled day to sell those or
We
time?
have set that date.
Oh, we did?
Mhm.
Oh, I missed it, sorry.
For Tuesday.
Well, I have it down, I just didn't remember.
Tuesday, March 3rd.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion?
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, Mr. Dunn.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mr. Perry, President Allen, members of the board. Tonight, I'm actually bringing for your consideration two separate action items, but they're both related to the same potential partnership. So I thought I would go through kind of both of them and then give the board a chance to act on two action items. That's okay. So the first is a ground lease. This is a conversation that started about 7 years ago about a partnership between Broken Arrow Public Schools and Forest Ridge Golf Club, and it was for the construction of an indoor golf practice facility and locker space for our student athletes who currently don't have a space. These conversations started about 2019. We took some site visits as a district in 2020, and then the world shut down due to COVID, and so the conversation shut down with it. But this is something that last semester we started to have more conversations about. Mrs. Enoff and I engaged RFR, Mr. Eric Nelson, who was one of our attorneys, to start looking at what this might look like and how we could move forward with a partnership. And so this is the result of many months of working with RFR and our legal team over there. The first is a ground lease. And so for us to expend district funds in the construction or improvement of land that we don't own, we have to have a long-term ground lease agreement for the life of that facility. And so through conventional construction, that was determined to be a 50-year ground lease. And just for context, this is something that Mr. Nelson has done for other school districts in the state, some of these interlocal agreements, and so it was kind of modeled off after some that are already in existence. So the first is a ground lease, and then the second is actually the sublease, and that, in other words, it's a triple net lease, but it's kind of the facility use agreement that outlines the use of the district and then the use of Forest Ridge Golf Club and some of the terms of that. So for the life of this contract, there would be no additional financial obligation of the district after we are finished constructing the facility. At that point, Forest Ridge then takes over the operational costs involved with this facility for the next 50 years. So that would include the property insurance, the property taxes, the insurance premiums, utility bills, groundskeeping, custodial, maintenance, repairs, and all the such that it would take to run a facility for that length of time. So those are the two action items, the ground lease and then the sublease, and I would entertain any questions that you might have.
Do we have anything like this elsewhere in the district?
This will be the first of its kind in our district, but as I mentioned, Edmond Public Schools is one recent school district that Mr. Nelson's worked with. They actually constructed an indoor swimming facility similar to the one that we're building, but they did it on city land. And then they built an indoor training facility for tennis that was also a partnership with the city. So they had to kind of draft this interlocal agreement for 40 to 50 years. Again, just kind of depending on the type of construction and the type of facility that it's going to be. But this would be the first of its kind for Broken Arrow Public Schools. And I didn't mention this. This will be brought up if approved by Mr. Leach, is the funds that will be used to construct this are actually, it's from earned interest on previous bond series general obligation bonds that were never budgeted or allocated towards a project. So when we have those projects that come in under budget, those bond funds are still there, and then Mrs. Enoff and her team invest those funds, and those grow in interest over the years. And like I said, this has been a conversation for about 7 years, and so I think there's been a long time there for us to be strategic in how we could, if this opportunity presented itself, and timing-wise, it's presented itself.
I love this opportunity for our students. Just to make sure I understand,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
people, the members at Forest Ridge will also be using this facility.
Correct. And so they would have access to use the facility when our students are not using the facility. So we would have it every day of the year at the time that our kids practice and work out. It also has access to the 18-hole golf course, the chipping green, the putting green, and the driving range. So
Would they be able to use it like in the summer?
That's
or is
correct.
It just their season?
Yes, they could use it in the summertime. They could use it anytime there's, I mean, most of the time they're going to be out on the course if the weather permits.
Right.
But several school districts around this area have an indoor golf practice facility, but none of them have one that's on a driving range where you can hit out of an overhead door, see the fly to your ball, see how it carries, just all those things that the golf community knows is pretty important. So incredible opportunity for our students if approved.
Well, we have our golf coach here. Mr. Brown, what do you think this will do for your program?
This is so fantastic for the golf program, for us to be able to have a facility where the kids can go and practice every day and not have to worry about where we're going to go that day. So this is fantastic news.
Is it high school only?
No, ma'am, this would include our junior high program as well.
Junior high program.
Boys and girls.
And we have talked over the past, like you said, several, since 2019, 5 or 6 years, even been in chamber EDC meetings about more public-private partnerships in the district, take advantage of the great things going on in BA right now. And I think this could be the first start to more of these to come. It's a win-win for us and win-win for our community.
Well, when you can, I mean, when resources are tight and you can put stuff together like that and it benefits both parties, I mean, it seems like a win-win.
Would you utilize that facility daily? What would the financial cost be to the district if you were charged money to do that?
I mean, a green fee would be about $75. A cart would be probably another 20. And
they're
so
out
I
there
think
every
if you're
day?
looking at, just.
You're out there every day?
So, yeah, I mean, it would be a significant investment by the district if we didn't have, something like this in place, a partnership like this in place.
Any other questions?
Just checking that. It says cost will be a one-time rental payment of $10.
Yes, ma'am. So in
Okay,
order to
just
have a
making sure we're
ground
not
lease,
missing any
it's
zeros.
$10, about 20 cents a year for the next 50 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Please call the roll.
Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item will be approve the sublease agreement that he discussed. Any questions?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Please call the roll.
Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, Mr. Leach.
Good evening, President Allen, Mr. Perry, members of the board. You got the real colorful part, now you get the real dry part with all my legal stuff. Tonight I recommend for your approval awarding a contract to GH2 Architects who will provide the architectural services related to the design, bidding, and construction of the golf indoor practice facility, and authorize the Director of Construction to negotiate the terms of the contract. Cost of the district will be a stipulated sum that will not exceed $136,000 and will be paid for with bond funds.
Any questions, discussion?
Just where did that number come from, the 136?
GH2 Architects was solicited for a fee structure.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, Mr. Leach.
Next, I recommend for your approval the execution of a contract between Broken Arrow Schools and Miller Tippins Construction for the construction management services related to the budgeting and bidding of the golf indoor practice facility, and to authorize the Director of Construction to negotiate the terms of the contracts. The cost of the district for this pre-construction phase will not exceed $6,000 and will be paid for with bond funds.
Any questions?
I'll make motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Mr. Leach, next item.
Next, I recommend for your approval the purchase of student and staff furniture for Aspen Creek Elementary from Kruger International for a sum of $258,696.77 and paid for with lease revenue bond funds. The furniture is being purchased off the National Sourcewell contract.
Any questions?
What kind of furniture? Is it just standard classroom?
It's, yeah, standard classroom furniture, student desks and chairs and teacher desks and chairs.
Will it
And
be
there's-
for all the
there's some-
classrooms?
Yes, ma'am, for the entire new pod that's being built. And there's some soft seating that's out in the hallway. Be very similar to what we saw at Highland Park and Rosewood.
Yes, this is tied to the 2023 bond issue, building,
Yeah.
redoing those elementary to add classrooms at these two sites.
Any other questions?
Make motion to approve.
A second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, Mr. Leach.
Next item, I recommend for your approval the purchase of student and staff furniture for Creekwood Elementary from Kruger International for a total of $238,525.26, paid for with lease revenue bond funds.
Questions?
Make motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Leach. Next item, Ms. James.
Good evening, President Allen, Mr. Perry, and the board members. I would like to present to you for consideration for your approval for us to offer math credit for 5 of our courses. We discussed it in December's board meeting for you guys to kind of consider and look through, and so now I'd like to bring it back for your action to see if you will approve these 5 courses. Just as a reminder, it's Math of Finance, Construction 1, Construction 2, Construction Math, and then also Econ 1323, which is a personal finance, but is a college course.
Dr. James, could you talk about real quick just a synopsis of the new law that allows us to present these to the board?
Absolutely, yeah. With the new law, House Bill 3278, that changed our graduation requirements for our current 8th graders, one of the pieces is that they will allow us to have control at the local level for our board to approve courses that we believe meet the standards for that math credit or science. With the new graduation requirements, they now have to have 4 math credits to graduate. One of the things we want to do and what we have seen is that so many of our kids are having to choose between a course to graduate, to do that checkbox, versus a course that would fit in their pathway and is relevant to what their goals are. So 2 things that are really positive for us is this opens this up and kind of relaxes that a little bit, so students are taking classes that actually connect to their goals. And secondly, it gives the, our district more control over things that we know are valid courses that should be offered as a math credit.
I just want to point out that the agenda says economics 1, 2, 3. That might be a typo.
Yes, it is. Should say 1323. Thank you.
For that college one, how's that work?
It is one of our concurrent courses that we offer through Early College Academy that's offered through TCC. One of the things that was built in and put into our associate's degree as an opportunity for students. And so it covers all the personal finance, marketing, all of the pieces you're going to need for investment, gosh, I'm blank, mathematic, budgeting, savings, investment, retirement, all those pieces. So really an application-based course at the college level.
Is that taught by TCC? Is that
Correct.
TCC class?
Yes, sure is. So, and that was a new one, so it was kind of a good timing that we went ahead and got this put forward so that in the fall of this coming year, we can accept that for our students as one of the math pieces in the associates. I would like to add too, and just a shout out, because I know Mr. Scott Reese is here in our audience with Ms. Turner, but he is the one that he's the one been working with our construction pathway. He also started the construction math, really came to us and said, hey, there are things we can be doing to keep our kids on their campus working in that pathway. So I do want to recognize him too.
It's great, and the relevancy of, you know, just doing math problems out of a workbook or textbook and making this applicable to their career field I think is huge. Something we've been needing in education for a long time.
Ms. James, what's the process? If this is approved by the board, then what?
At this point, once it's approved by you guys, we'll make notes in our system to let us know that this will count as a math credit. Then we have to present it by July 1st to the State Department to state you guys have given approval at the board level and that we will be offering it as a math credit at that time. In the system, there's even a code that, so normally like if you do Algebra 1, you code it to a state code, this like Algebra 1. These courses will be tied to a state code that actually says local approved math credit or local approved science credit, whichever applies.
Do they have the ability to deny the approval?
No, not within the law, they do not. Now, in the last probably 6 months ago, there was conversations about trying to push that back and then manage what was done. And I've had a couple of conversations with COSA. They've reached out because I think sometimes the regents are kind of pushing back a little bit too because they want to ensure the fidelity. And so we've actually, they were asked us to share our whole process. So I shared the rubric, what our committee does. I walked them through what you guys had chosen to do about the first read and then the vote. I shared all of that with them so that they could see that we are doing this with fidelity because it is malpractice. If we're going to give just willy-nilly that's not correct. We want our kids ready for that next step. So we just want to open up the opportunities, but maintain the fidelity of that.
Rigor.
Absolutely.
And how will it be tracked, I guess, throughout the year to make sure that the teachers are hitting those marks? And
yes,
is there a process?
the law itself we don't have to hit every single standard. What we have to do is provide real-world application of those things. But that is a piece they have to hit. So when a teacher says, hey, I want you to consider my course for this, they do have to demonstrate and share with us what they're doing, where the real world applications taking place, and defend the fact that they feel their class is a quality choice to give math credit for that.
Any other discussion or questions?
Are we starting with one course,
I think they're put in as a whole, but I'll take your wisdom on this piece.
I didn't ask the
Yeah,
question
it's all
correctly.
together. It's one agenda item, so
I
we'll
guess,
approve them all as one.
For, say, Construction 1, would there be one class that's Construction 1, or could it be offered to however many students enroll? I guess as far as like the enrollment process, is it? Can you explain to me a little bit how many students can go into each class? Is it just the same as every other math class?
So Construction 1 is an independent course.
Okay.
Construction 2, they take it the next year, would be an individual course. And then like Construction Math, they could take that concurrently with either of those courses that they chose to do so at that time. Or they could say, hey, each year I'm doing one piece of this. Gotcha. They could do that, yeah. So technically, they could get, I'm so sorry, sir, did somebody question? What they would do is whichever one they want to use for math credit, they can do that. And the ones not used for math credit will go towards one of their pathway electives.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So they could
that's a great question.
So they can take multiple.
And we could add sections if our numbers grew within the construction program.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. Thanks, Thanks, Mr. Perry. Thank you. Appreciate the explanation.
Absolutely.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, Dr. James.
All right, so I will share with you our drop out rate presentation. As you know, it's required by the state. exciting every year that you guys get to hear. It is good data, though. I think it's very insightful in what we're doing, the practices that we're doing to really make sure that our students, we're accountable for them, and we're, you know, really being diligent about making sure our kids are where they need to be in order to graduate. So the first piece, remember there's two types of graduation rates. The cohort is when they start with us in 9th grade, or any point along that way. Once they hit 9th grade, wherever they end up at is who gets to count that as a dropout or a graduation for that. The only time we can, everything else, trying to think what else, if they move to a non-accredited school, that counts as a dropout for us. If they get their GED, that's a dropout for us, okay? So
If they go homeschool?
If they homeschool, that's a dropout for us. That is correct, yes.
So does that count towards the district overall grade by the state?
Yes, sir, yes.
Has there been has there been talk with legislators about those metrics of if a kid chooses homeschool, why are we being penalized for that on our grades?
Not to that level, but what they have done, and this will probably be the last year that I will share the cohort graduation with you, because there was legislation passed in this last session that pulled graduation cohort out as one of our A to F metrics. So it's more about student achievement. I'll go blank, of course, but they pulled the graduation piece off, so that won't count to our overall grade for the A to F. But the conversation, I think a lot of people, in order to meet the A to F, that's federally required. So they have to replace it with something, right? So when they pulled out the graduation cohort, they had to double what the other one was worth, right? They took those 10 points and kind of divvied it up with the other metrics that they're doing right now. But they have pulled that out, which I feel is a little more plain. I think it's better because we're being held accountable for certain things, because literally if you do not graduate in those 4 years or pass away, I mean, literally those are the only two options we have for you not to be considered a graduate for us. So, and I think there's a lot of work we're going into, and we've had this conversation in the past years, Mr. Allen too, where you'd mentioned that will we ever get to 100%? And we've always said there are students that are going to experience life-changing, altering moments in their time, and they're going to have to pause and take a break, and that's okay. And what we're going to do then is we're going to surround them and support them and get them where they need to graduate. And it may not be in that 4-year. Majority of kids will be able to do that, but we're going to have a handful of kiddos that we're just going to have to work with them and meet them where they're at and help support them and get them graduated. And I think that's an important point too. If you look on the table 3, our graduation rate for like a 5th year senior or 6th year goes up, because we are closing the gaps for those students at that point. So sometimes they're just going to need that extra year, and it's okay. But if you look at the senior cohort, that is us saying, hey, in August, October 1, we had 1,493 students enrolled in Broken Arrow as a senior. At the time of graduation, we ended up with 1,236 who actually walked across, you know, the stage and graduate with us, which kind of gives us, once we adjusted the adjusted graduations, kind of like, hey, this kiddo moved to another school, they moved out of the country, we really clean that up and say who really started with us, who followed through. Our graduation rate is 89.5%.
And that's for what year?
2024. I always have to think.
So it's
yeah.
not last spring.
It's not like, yeah.
How does that 89.5 compare to our surrounding areas?
At the bottom of the very bottom of it, you can kind of see, oh, I didn't include all of that. I compared it to the state. Sorry about that, Brady. Yeah, we are kind of right in the middle, neck to neck. I feel like we're kind of in the herd. We're not falling back. I think we're all slowly moving up. One thing that I noticed, though, is that we are steadily increasing, you know, and I feel like there's some of our neighborhood schools that are they're dipping, they're coming back up, they're having those moments. But what I'm excited about is we're seeing this general increase each year. It's like we're getting better at our data, better at accounting for kiddos, looking for them earlier when they leave as a 10th grader. We're not just like, well, we'll worry about that, you know, when we're a senior and start, you know, putting our Sherlock Holmes skills, you know, to try to find them. We're really accounting for them a lot earlier to ensure that they haven't fallen through the cracks on us. So, but I can get more information just to share that with you and elaborate more on that if you'd like me to.
No,
Okay.
that's good.
Ms. James, could you get us the measurables of what the state's going to have for the A to F?
Yes.
Could you share that with the board, please?
Sure can, yes. So I believe next year, 2025, this was the first year that we will not have a graduation cohort as part of that. So, yes, but I'll get that shared with you. Table 2 is a dropout report. This is very confusing for people. So when we look at our graduation, we're like, well, we're at 89. That means 10% didn't graduate. But the graduation report is each year, 1 year. Okay, so in year 2024, school year 2024, there were a certain number of kids who started with us on October, in August, but were counted as October 1 on that date. But then throughout the year, they dropped out for some reason. That accountability starts at the age of 13. So usually in 7th grade, we have to start looking. So they'll give us a report and say, hey, these kiddos are a dropout. We don't know where they're at. They've not reported to, they haven't been picked up and waived by another school in the state of Oklahoma, and they count them as a dropout at that point. So what we're seeing right now is we had about 8,920 kiddos in the school year 2024 who joined with us. 304 of them kind of fell along the ways. They either moved on to another school or moved to another state, but there's a kind of, they're not showing being connected anywhere else. So the rate for that is 3.4%. I mean, we never want to see any, of course, but I still feel like we're really doing a good job of increasing that and getting better about, finding our kids and making sure that we know where they've gone and what they're doing once they leave Broken Arrow. A lot of metrics. Yes, there are. Yes. But again, table 3, like I said, shows our 4-year cohort, which is 85.63. 5 years, 92.16, and then the 6 years, 93.89. A lot of our subgroups, kiddos that are going to take that extra year to meet their goals, especially if they're on an IEP, if they have special needs, they're going to need a little extra time to transition, which by law is legal, and we offer that. So, but I still feel like we're doing a really good job in that, with that metric as we're improving.
Our Options Academy graduation has been steadily increasing. It catches a lot of these students too.
Yeah, I was just wondering, at what point are they considered, like, is it they're gone for a month, or like, is there a certain point when it says they're a dropout, or is it end of the year?
The way the reporting does with the state is they request it, and it's due like by the middle of January. So probably around December, they start saying, hey, these kids are not accounted for, start looking into what the wave shows for us. So it's called the Wizard. So it runs like a list of, look at Amanda, she lives in that, and Ashley. They'll run a list, and every site can look at that. So, so Miss Davis, who's at Childress, can look, and like there are 6th, 7th graders who we're not sure where they've gone. And so her team, and I especially with counselors, to say, let's start looking where they're at, where are they gone, what's happened, that kind of thing. Yeah. But usually it's due around middle of January. So some kids could come back, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And we can adjust that later. As each year, we can go back and say, hey, you had Sharon down as a dropout in 7th grade. She's no longer a dropout. We've accounted for her, and she's back enrolled. So.
Any other questions? Thank you. Mr. Bowser.
Good evening, President Allen, Mr. Perry, members of the board. The first item is about the calendar. So no need to rehash all the things, but with the advent and demise of virtual days, we had to make some changes. And so the calendar that's before you makes those changes. What it does is identify some specific teacher work days to be able to provide teachers time to work in their classrooms where professional development isn't happening, and then identified 5 specific professional development days on the calendar to preserve the time that the instructional team was using to really develop our teachers and ensure that they get the training that they need to. What this does is it means our instructional calendar in total is 179 days, and the way the contract works, it's 180 days, so we're still within that threshold that's there. So, but we believe this will preserve that professional development time, as well as ensure teachers have work time in their classroom. We provided a couple of options to them. One had the snow days in a vertical alignment, like the one that's in front of you. One of them had them in a horizontal alignment, just sort of tacked on at the end of the school year. This calendar won with 54% of the vote. So most people preferred having a solid end date to the school year and not having that day movable. It's better for parents because they can plan when is school actually going to end. It's better for us professionally to be able to plan that as well. And additionally, just kind of as a side note, even with this end date of the 26th, it's still before Memorial Day in May, which is the 31st of May next year. So,
And this is still giving them, the teachers, not them, the teachers 4 days during the school year.
Yes.
For their professional development.
Yeah.
So those days that school will not be in session, there will not be anything virtual, that'll just be
That's
a
right.
day off for the kids.
That's right. And you know, before, with the virtual days, they're having to juggle instruction with kids as well as professional development. So this actually, I would argue, is better for the teachers in terms of professional development because there's not that other demand of trying to manage kids virtually or provide assistance or having to carve out that time. So that'll be another way that we can ensure that they get meaningful professional development.
Is that the same number that we had this year?
So our calendar always has 5 professional development days. And so that's the way the days to hours, not to get too much into the weeds, but the way the days to hours calculation works from the state, you get to count 5 professional development days. So at 6 hours a day. So we get 30 hours on towards that 1,086 hours. And so we wanted to keep it at that. But the additional days on the calendar are designated as work days, so the teachers can then also have time in their classrooms to, because they all spend more time than just what's the bare minimum required. So,
Mr. Bowser, what happens if you use all 5 snow days?
well then, sir, we're going. We actually have honestly with this calendar we have a couple of options. One is that we obviously extend the calendar and just continue to go additional days. But the other one is because we have the days available to us, we could look at an option where we add additional minutes. So as long as we make that 1,086 hours, it used to be 1,080, but it's 1,086 now because of statutory requirements, then we could go into a scenario where we're adding 5 minutes a day for the remainder of the year. It kind of depends on how many days we have left in the year and could we make up a day and that kind of thing. So I remember school years where we've done that kind of thing. So it's not always the most pleasant, but sometimes it's more pleasant than being in school until the 6th of June or whatever. So
For sure.
just asking for your approval.
Any other questions or discussion?
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Please call the roll.
Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Mr. Bowser, that's going to be obviously put out on the website and
Yes,
emailed to every parent of the district and grandparent.
it's already ready. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
The next item is about just continuing our improvement of technology in the classroom. So as we replaced smart boards throughout buildings over the past 3 years, there were a few classrooms that did not have smart boards, and so those classrooms were not touched. Our goal was a 1-to-1 replacement, and so in some conversations with Mr. Davis over Fine Arts, we asked him if this would be a beneficial thing to be able to install these interactive panels in those classrooms that we didn't address before, because before they had like an overhead projector that was provided a larger screen, that kind of thing, and but they've seen, when he talked with the team, they've seen some real benefit to having interactive display in those classrooms, and so this is just a request to be able to do that work. We're actually, because of the timing, we'll actually be able to do it over spring break, so it's something we can take care of relatively quickly, and just another way that we're improving the technology around the district.
Any questions?
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
Motion is second. Please call the roll.
Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, Mr. Chitty.
closing it out for you guys tonight. Good evening, President Allen, Mr. Perry, and the board. I'm bringing to you our yearly purchase of the Chromebooks. So this is a motion to approve or disapprove agreement between Broken Arrow Public Schools and Trafera for 3,500 Chromebooks for the incoming 7th graders, which is the same thing we do each year. That's the cohort that keeps them until they graduate. And then this year, we're purchasing for 6th grade. So up until this point, the 6th grade has worked with the newest old devices as a rotation. One thing that we thought about when we moved into like middle school device ownership of the students is that 6th grade is such a transitional year, right? There's a lot of maturity that happens between 6th grade and 7th grade. And so we didn't necessarily, the devices will last that whole time, but we didn't want to make that rotation in that 6th grade year. And so that's why they get them in the 7th grade year, but we had to refresh that 6th grade year because they got so old. And so this is now on that cycle. So they'll be on that same cycle. They'll reuse those internally in 6th grade, kind of like we do in elementary schools, until that portion moves off, and then it will truly allow the senior devices to be loaners moving forward. So the total cost of this is $906,500 paid out of bond funds for your approval.
Okay. Any discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item is new business. We have none. Next item will be moved to executive session.
Make a motion to move to executive session?
I'll second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Dr. Williams?
Yes.
Dr. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Thank you.
Did you get your buttons?
I did.